This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Flagstaff Microlite. The model number is 25BRDS. Okay, so this is not a floor plan or sales video, it's a how-to video, so I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So we'll start at the door side rear. You have regular scissor type stabilizers. They crank down with a 3/4 inch crank, or a drill with a socket on it, a 3/4 inch 6-point socket, whichever you use. This is to hook your coiled sprayer to. Comes with a coiled sprayer, so you can hose things down. First of all, just before I open this, you can look and see that there's a quick connect here for the LP system. You can see that. The reason that's there, see if I can do this one-handed. Maybe. There we go. Pull out this 2-burner cooktop, and we have a quick connect for the cooktop that plugs in right here to the LP system, okay? This is your coiled sprayer. Of course, you have an outside refrigerator. A second LP hookup here, I believe, yes. The second one is for the griddle that hangs on this rail here. You got a griddle that comes with it. There's also a utility table that goes next to it. So just so you know that plugs in also to the LP system. You also have TV signal out, power, and then you get the other half of this bracket to put on a TV, so you can hang a TV out here when you want to, if you want to. Okay, outside speakers, power awning with LED strip. This is the vent for the range hood. If you're going to be venting to the outside using the fan in the range hood, then you want to flip up those tabs right there so it flaps freely, so you can vent to the outside. Otherwise, when you're traveling or in storage, you can just snap it shut. This is your water heater here. So this works on LP gas. Here's your burner here. It also works on an electric heating element, 110 AC, which is behind this cover here. This is the drain plug here, 1/16 6-point socket. Okay. The drain plug has nanode rod on it. So the idea is you can't run this water heater without gas, or let me say this. You can't run the water heater without water in it. So never turn it on, the electric heating element or the gas burner, unless you know you've got water in the tank. Right now the tank is full, and the water heater bypass valves are in the correct position, so it's in camping mode right now, so it's all set. Just remember, anytime you drain it, you want to refill the tank before you turn it on. Okay, let's see if I can get this shut with one hand again. There it goes. Okay, so as we move forward, this is just in case you wanted to get a Go. This is pre-wired for a battery charger. So if you wanted to get a Go Power, a portable solar panel, you could purchase that, and it plugs right in here, and it'll charge your battery. So it's just an option. This is the utility table I told you about that hangs next to the griddle. Your battery box is here. It holds up to two batteries. You have 2 LP tanks, 2 30-pound tanks, I believe, yes. And you have a power tongue jack right here. So use that for hitching and unhitching, obviously, and you can pull this plug and crank it manually if it happens to fail for any reason. Also, one thing to remember also is there's a kill switch right here. If you can see it right there on the frame, right underneath the LP tanks. You can shut your battery off or turn it on from right there. This is your docking light. Alrighty, whoops. So, this particular crank right here is the crank that you would use on your power tongue jack if it failed. Right? This crank here is your, if I can get it out here, tangled up. We're just running off of battery right now. So this is your 3/4 inch crank. And of course this is your 30 amp 30-foot power cord, your short cord. And right now it has a reducer on it, but it comes with this reducer. You can, if you're plugging in at home, you can put it on. Otherwise you just use the 30 amp plug that's behind it. I don't know if I can do this like this. But anyway, it comes right off. Just gives you more options when it comes to plugging it in. Your fresh water drain is right here. You see the gate valve, the white gate valve there. The reason you have that is because the most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water hookup, which is right here. So you just hook the hose up, turn it on, and you're all set. Now if you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here. Fill the fresh water tank, carry the water with you, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So everything will work as though you have city water. You'll just be pumping it from your tank. If you have city water, you don't have to worry about the pump or the fresh water tank, okay? So keep that in mind. I'll show you where the pump switches are and all the switches when we get inside. This is where you plug your cord into, your short cord. This is to draw antifreeze into the system, something you'll have to educate yourself about come winter time or late fall. That's where you draw the antifreeze in though. These two coaxes up here are cable and satellite through to the entertainment area of the trailer. This is your black tank flush right here. So you have your valves here. You have your black valve and your gray valve. Black is toilet water and waste. Gray is sink and shower water. So after you dump your black tank, you can leave the black tank valve open, like it states on this sticker here. Leave the black tank valve open, hook the hose at the dump station right on there, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank, flush it out, clean off the sensors so you get a good accurate reading, that sort of thing. So if there's a working hose at the dump station, that's a really, I strongly recommend using that. Okay. So you can see this housing tells us this is pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera kit. So we do sell them here. You can get them elsewhere. The bottom line is you make sure you get the kit that fits that housing if you're interested. You have a ladder which makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states every 60 to 90 days someone should go up there and look around. Make sure there's no damage to any of the roofing material or roofing attachments that are caused by low branches or road debris. There's no separation at any of the caulk or sealant where water could get through into the inside of the trailer. So you can't see what's happening up there unless you inspect it. Odds are you'll go up there for years and inspect it. You won't have to do anything, but you just don't know. That's why you're doing it. So it should be part of your regular maintenance. Inspect your roof regularly just to stay ahead of any potential issues. Now, this is a storage door, or we call it a bike door sometimes. The reason being, you can fold this up here, and you could put 2 bicycles in here if you want, or whatever else you want to store in here. It's up to you. Okay, so let's go inside. So he's got the slide room in right now, so we'll put that out. First thing I'll do is look on the side to make sure there's nothing there. No golf carts, nothing that can get hit. We'll come to the control panel right here. You can tear all this plastic off when you take possession of the trailer. So we'll just go out. So you keep listening. Get closer to the out position. As soon as you hear that ratcheting sound, you take your finger off the button. There you go. You can see the floor actually stays, the slide out floor stays level with the trailer floor. It's the slide kind of drops into place there. Okay. This is for your power awning. Never leave the awning out unattended if you're not going to be at the campground. Roll the awning in so it doesn't get damaged by the weather. Okay. Alright, so these are all lights here. I'll just turn them on just for the heck of it. This connect is to connect your app, if you want to use the app. Okay, to light your water heater on gas, you use this one. to turn on the electric heating element, you use this one. Never turn those on without water in the water heater tank. To turn on your water pump, it's like that. You turn the water pump on to pump, if you're going to pump water out of the fresh water tank, if you don't have city water, you use it for that. Plus you also use the pump to winterize the trailer. Alright. Also you have tank heaters here. So you have heating pads on your holding tanks. And basically when you turn this on, you can extend your camping season. You can stay out longer in the fall, go out earlier in the spring. So just keeps them from freezing. Then you have all your levels up here, as you can see. Okay. Here is your solar controller. Let me back it up to the right position here. Okay. So you can see this is the most important screen. It's going to keep rolling around here, so I'll point out when we get back to it here. 70 degrees Fahrenheit at your system. 12 volts DC right now in your system. We're running off the battery right now, so the thing is, if once you get plugged into shore power, that'll be like 13.5 maybe. So that's telling us how many DC volts are in the system. That's important. And then now the one right below it, 5.7 amps. That's the amount of amps we're gaining from the sun. We're gaining 5.7 amps, and it's being stored in the battery. Okay, so that's telling you how much gain you're getting. It'll change throughout the day, throughout the seasons, depending on the conditions, the climate, all that stuff affects it. So keep that in mind. If it ever starts flashing, it says FUL. Generally, that's what it says. But if it starts, this is the newer panel. But if it starts flashing and will not respond, it's not telling you that it's broke. It's telling you that there's no more room in the batteries for storage. So it shut the panel off until the voltage in the batteries or the amps in the battery drop, and then it'll go right back to the normal panel. So keep that in mind also. Right now it's set for a flooded battery. As you put batteries on it, and if you want to use gel batteries or lithium batteries, you have to change that. You can find that in the how to do that in the directions. Okay, in your booklet. So that's where you gain your solar power at. This here, this trailer converts energy, meaning it takes 110 AC and converts it to 12 volt DC. It also does the opposite. It inverts. So it'll take 12 volt DC and invert it to 110 AC. That's what this thing does here. This is the monitor panel. The inverter is up front here. But if you look, let me see if I can get down here so I can see it. It's turned on right now and it's inverting power from the batteries. So unless you're inverting, you don't need it on. So you can just keep it shut off when you're not using it. That should do it right there. Yep. So basically, the more batteries, the more storage you have, the better it is at inverting. So what it does with the inverted electricity is it sends it to the outlets, like this one here, right? And then this one over here is inverted also, right? So the reason they do that is because let's say you're camping out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have any AC power, but let's say you've got an AC coffee pot or an AC blender or something like that, right? You can turn on the power inverter, and it'll take the 12 volt DC from your batteries, invert it to enough 110 AC to run your small appliances for a period of time. So that's what it's for. It's if you look at, let's see this here. If you look at your power converter, this does just the opposite. When you're plugged into shore power, this has 110 AC at the circuit breakers, right? And they're all labeled here. Then it converts the power to 12 volt DC over here, and you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. So it converts. This is this is the same as your circuit breaker box in the basement. It's your distribution panel. Then the power from the AC power is converted to DC on this side, and you have 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled, right? So it goes from AC to DC. It also is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery up front, or batteries up front, depending on what you have, need, and it'll always keep them charged. So as long as you're plugged in, it's going to be converting AC to DC power, and it'll keep your batteries charged. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will be charging the battery, or batteries, And the solar panel will be charging them as it can, depending on the conditions outside, okay? So 3 ways to charge your battery. This also self-detects what type of batteries you have also. So that's a good feature. The solar panel, the solar controller panel that I just showed you, that has to be told what type of battery you have. This is your griddle that I told you about that hangs on the outside. There's a hose with it. Let's get everything together here. Yeah, this is your hose that connects that griddle to the LP system of the trailer. This is your booklet here. Let me see if I can get this open. Hold on, please. This is my camera work. This is a tire monitor. Inside of your tires, on the wheel, inside your tires, directly across from the valve stem, is a transmitter, right? And it basically monitors your tire pressure and the temperature of your hub, and then sends it to this thing here, and you can keep an eye on what's happening with your wheels when you're traveling. That has to be programmed. And the rest of it is, you have some putty and crayons, what have you, for touching it up. You have your remote, and then this particular coax is in case you want to hook up a TV outside. This is the bracket for the TV outside here. These are jumpers to add, so you can add another battery to it. You know, if you only have one and you want to add 2, you can use these jumpers to add it to the system. You get a spatula, a water filter, you know, just stuff. The reason this is in the down position right now is because I want to show you that you should travel with it in the down position. If you don't, it's a heavy table. It can bounce around and break a window or put a dent in a wall or a cabinet or something. So you want it down. It sits on these, there's cleats underneath here. I think there's 6 of them on this one. Some of them have Velcro on them, so it stays sturdily. It really holds it in place, right? The way I got this down was you push this lever to the left till you hear a click. Then you collapse the table at the hinges, and it comes right down and sits on these cleats. So you can use this as a bed, but in this case we're using it in a down position because it's better to travel like that, because the table cannot bounce around and damage something, okay? Alright. Okay, let's see here. Your Murphy bed, we'll deal with that when you pick up. There was a note on the paperwork to look at the way the latch works, but the latch is working fine. So you're basically going to collapse this jackknife sofa flat and then fold the bed over it. Alright. The microwave works like any other microwave. Your range hood, I told you about opening the vent on the outside if you're going to use the fan. When it comes to, I don't know if you've got there's no gas on right now, so I'll just talk you through it. 3 knobs here for the 3 burners. This one is for the oven, and this is the sparker here. So you're just going to turn it on and spark it. It'll light the first click once the LPs work through the line. And when it comes to the oven, you're just going to go to the picture of this flame here, and then you depress it. You keep it depressed. There's a pilot light down here all the way at the back. You can probably see it spark. Maybe not. Anyway, you're going to light it, and you're still holding this in. You light it, and after it lights, you hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. And once that's done, you go to operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. That's light there, and then oven light there. Always travel with this closed. Your keys are hanging on your faucet here. Your bunks, of course. Your thermostat is analog. It's very simple. You keep it on the fan itself on auto, and then you just pick out heating, fan, or cooling, whichever one you want. Your bathroom is typical except for this device here. This is the shower miser. So what this is a recirculator. Normally when you're heating up water for the shower, it'll just send the cold water down the drain. So you're wasting perfectly good water, and you're wasting space in your gray tank for storage. So what you do is you'll put it in this position it's in right now. You can see the recycling sign behind it. Then you'll turn it on. It'll just cycle it in a loop. It'll go from here to the water pump to the water heater, around and around and around. And while it's doing that, it's heating up. So when this plastic piece here changes colors to a deep beige color. You'll see it plain as day. You'll know then the water's hot. So you'll put it in this position here, right? And it'll work like a regular shower does. And you will not have wasted any water. So that's the shower miser. It's a recirculator. All these things have booklets or pamphlets in the folder that comes with it. Plus, you can go to manufacturers' websites and look at their product pages and their product videos too to learn from that. This is a GFCI. Remember, all the plugs in the trailer are wired to a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So if it pops, you're going to reset it here, for example. 4-speed fan. The toilet itself has a flush pedal right here. And basically what you're going to do is when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You're going to come in here, you're going to put a dose of chemical in the bowl. Then you're going to stand on the pedal and let at least a gallon of water flow into the black tank below, along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. You can use more than a gallon of water, just don't use less. Right? So you have to have chemical and water in there, or else, if you don't do that, it'll be considered using it dry, and the smell will be terrible, plus it'll get clogged up. So you always need the chemical and the water in there before you use it, okay? Alrighty. Okay, so let me look around a little bit, see if I forgot anything. I think we're good. I think we're good. So, okay, so let me thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. Also, right now it's summerized. It's in camping mode. So all of the antifreeze has been purged from the system, replaced with fresh water. Your water heater is in camping mode right now, and it's full. Never run your water heater without water in the tank. Okay? Thank you.